If you're trying to decide when and how to transition your child from a crib to a toddler bed, this video is for you. It's really not difficult, and it doesn't need to be complicated. And you can make it happen without a lot of drama with just a few tips that will keep your child comfortable and knowing and abiding by your expectations. The first tip is wait until they're ready to leave the crib. It really doesn't matter whether you're pregnant or ready to have another baby, or if you're moving or whatever the case may be, and you think, oh, this is the time to move my baby from the crib to the toddler bed. You don't want to move them until they're at least 2 to 2.5 years old. You don't want to do it before that because that's not going to be safe. Before that age, they're really not ready to take on the responsibility of staying in that bed without being tempted to get up and move around when you're not there. It's much like potty training. It's better a little late than too early. It's also not good to try to move them from a crib to a toddler bed when you're in the middle of something, like you're in the middle of, now you're bringing the baby home and now you're going to move them right now. Or you're moving to a new home and right now you're going to not have them in a crib anymore. It's better to get settled in that new situation first. And then after it's all settled, maybe the baby's been there a little while, or maybe you've already been in the house for a few weeks, then it's good to move them into the toddler bed. Number 2, don't transition to solve sleep issues. If you're having trouble with your child sleeping through the night, don't be under the misconception that by changing the kind of bed they're sleeping in, that's going to solve the problems. It won't. In fact, it'll probably make things worse. Make sure that your child has a good sleep habit of sleeping all the way through the night before you move them into the toddler bed. If you are having trouble with getting your child to sleep through the night, there are other videos. I'll put one of the links up here at the top of the screen, one in the description below, to help you with that. They'll give you step-by-step instructions on how to get your child to sleep through the night. Number 3, have them take naps in the bed first. One great thing to do to get them used to the bed is to have them just take a few naps in the bed first, just during the day. This won't be the whole night. It won't be in the dark, in the dark like at nighttime. And it'll give them a little bit of time to be comfortable with that bed. Number 4, let your child choose the bedding. One nice way to get your child interested and wanting to stay in that bed is to let them choose the bedding. Now, I know if you're talking about a 2 to 2.5-year-old, you're not going to be able to give them a lot of choices. They're not going to be able to tell you exactly what they want on their bed, but it's good to just give them maybe a couple of choices for sheets and say, which one would you like? You can take them to the store and let them choose a special pillow or maybe a new blanket or something like that to put on their new bed. And they only get to have that item, if it's an item like a blanket or a toy or something, if they're sleeping on their bed. So that'll get them interested and it'll get them excited about using that new bed. Number 5, explain your expectations. When your child's only about 2 to 2.5 years old, obviously your conversations have to be on that toddler level, but it's a good idea to speak to them about what your expectations are and what the rules are going to be about when they're in their toddler bed. Look them straight in the eye and tell them, when you use the toddler bed, you have to stay in the bed until I come and tell you it's time to get up. You can do this because you're a big boy or a big girl, whatever the case may be. Number 6, stay on top of behaviors. Once you've had them sleep in the bed a few times for naps, now it's time for them to stay in the bed for the entire night. Now, this is the most important part of transitioning from the crib to the toddler bed. This is the part where you're going to set the precedence about what's going to happen if they get out of their bed. This is such a common problem. So many parents ask, what can I do? My child keeps getting up out of bed or coming into our bed in the middle of the night or whatever the case may be. Believe me, if you set your expectations and they are aware of what actions you're going to take if they do not obey the rule about staying in their bed, you're going to not have a big problem. But if you don't set those expectations and you don't take that action consistently, you will definitely have a problem with that. But don't worry, just click on the screen right now and you'll see another video that will give you step-by-step instructions on what to do if your child does not stay in their toddler bed once you put them there. Parents, if you're struggling, something needs to change and you can do this. Thanks for watching and don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you next time.